Hi, this is Scott with Android Guys. I'm here with Luke.
Hey, everybody.
Luke, how are you?
I am great.
I know a tiger
Yeah?
that says that.
Anthony the Tiger.
Yes. Well, I don't know him, but I know of a tiger that exists
Right.
that uses that word.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Great, what do you have for us today?
I have a game. I have a game called Undead World: Hero Survival. This is a game by Double Down Interactive. It is I guess it's technically an idle game.
Okay.
And it's a game where, similar to, we've talked about games in the past where you have a list of heroes and you are fighting bad guys. The way this one is set up, it's kind of like the enemies are zombies, Undead World. So you're fighting zombies, and you have these different characters that have different abilities, whether it's, somebody with a baseball bat, somebody with a gun, somebody with a big, axe, or a guy that heals your team for you, somebody with brass knuckles or something like that. But you're fighting waves of enemies. So enemies will come in waves, and as you progress further in the game, there's more and more at a time. And your characters, as they fight, they gain energy with every kill, and then you can unleash special attacks on these enemies. And there's some team building with different kinds of people have different synergies together.
Mm-hmm.
There could be a guy that stuns them and another guy that throws a bomb, and everybody blows up when he throws a bomb at them. It's one that I found from an advertisement. It's everywhere. I've seen it almost every game I've been playing for the last month.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made me finally decide to download it, because it's like, all right, I can't get away from this thing. I'm going to check it out. And it's interesting. The style is, the graphic style is very like graphic novel animated kind of look. The characters are very diverse and have a lot of character, a lot of different nuance to each one. Nobody looks the same. It's not just like, guy character and girl character and zombie character.
Sure.
Everybody looks a little different. As your characters level up, you can add items to them. So similar to like Stranger Things, where you can add items to your characters and they get better. It doesn't necessarily change what they do. It just makes the thing that they do a little better. But when I say it's an idle game, you're always collecting these resources constantly. So on the main screen, you have like the campaign button, and then there's like store and daily store and all kinds of different buttons for, daily things or store things or ads or whatever. But you're in this car, this kind of like post-apocalyptic kind of Jeep thing, and it's rolling down the road. And you're hitting zombies in the road, and it's collecting resources constantly. So you can tap and collect your resources as they accumulate, or you can, when you log out and come back, you have a whole bunch of resources sitting there to collect. So I think that's why they call it an idle game. But the main game is you're actually going into these scenarios, and there's a little bit of a story to them. It's not much, but there's a little bit of story, and you are fighting these waves of zombies. And that's the whole game so far. I've probably put maybe 2 hours into it, and it's cool. It's not something that you've never seen before. I think we've seen all of these different kinds of mechanics in other games, but the graphic style, the sound, the way that the team building works, with everybody having different abilities and working with each other, is pretty sweet. In the game, there is an auto mode, so you can have your characters auto attack, and then you can also turn on auto special moves. So as soon as they get the energy to use their special moves, they'll use it. Or you can turn that off, and they'll attack continuously, and you choose when to use the special if you want a little bit more control over the gameplay. I found that I was doing that for a while, but then as I got into it, I let the computer do it for me. In it, the AI is set up in such a way that it makes the right decision at the right time.
How long did it take to get used to the game?
To get used to the game, so you don't have to move your characters around at all. You set them up. You have 5 characters at a time that you're used in a scenario, and they're set up in a grid of 3 in the front line, 2 in the back line, and you can set up that grid. And there's really not much controls, so you don't have to move them at all. They just attack and they use the special. So all it is showing you how to attack, how to use the special, and then how to upgrade your characters and how to add items to them, how to equip them.
Okay.
That's really all there is, as far as I've gotten.
Sure.
But I think what it has for it, what it has going for it is just the vast amount of characters.
Mm-hmm.
I've unlocked, I think, maybe 8 or 9, and it looks like there's a roster of about 40.
Okay.
Maybe even more.
And then you can swap them in and out.
You can swap them in and out depending on, I imagine as you get farther in the game, there's more zombies that are going to do status effects, and there might be people that, cancel those status effects, or, you might get guys that explode. So you might want a bunch of ranged people so that you can try and, attack them before the wave of those get close to your other melee guys.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that, I imagine, happens. But it's a pretty cool game. It's very much a you don't have to think very hard.
Yeah.
It's not one of those where you have to position your guys well because it's all done for you. It's just kind of, if I want to get in, waste a little bit of time, watch some cool animations. It's a great little game for that.
Do you feel like you have to come up with like the right recipe or the ingredients?
I think probably you will eventually.
Okay.
I don't think, the point I am in the game, I don't think it matters as much. But I imagine as you get farther down in the game, with the amount of different characters that there are, I imagine you'll have to, you can't use, I don't think you can just pick the first 5 characters and use them for the whole game and be okay. I'm sure you probably could get through the game, but it would be easier if you used, characters that were set up to battle certain zombies.
Sure.
In certain times.
It sounds like a pretty interesting game, and it's one that I actually have on my phone because it was in my wish list.
Nice.
I just haven't gotten around to checking it out.
Cool.
I'd be curious, how did you end up scoring this?
So I scored it. I don't have an over. I do have an overall. I scored this as a 3.5 overall.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good game. So I gave the features a 4 just because it has a big list of characters and a lot of different things you can do. There's quests. After you kill your 100th zombie, you collect a reward, or your 200th zombie, or get a character up to level 15, or so there's different quests you can do, and then there's daily quests you can do, and there's like a daily item shop and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So it has a lot of different features. Graphic wise, I give it a 4 just because everybody has unique character styling. There's different kinds of zombies too. That one, and then audio is a 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing special. The music is actually, I found, kind of annoying after a while.
Okay.
But the sound effects for like the zombies and the guns and the fighting was decent. Replay value, I gave it a 3.5.
Okay.
And ads is a 3.
Okay.
Because there are some ads in the store area, and then there are some notifications that pop up and say, daily reward available, or certain things like that. So it will remind you to come back and play, but it's not annoying.
Yeah. Because you're looking at, truly 2.5 as an average.
Sure.
Kind of to be expected,
Mm-hmm.
what other developers are doing. So to lean into a 3 is
a
little better.
Yep.
So that was a 3.5.
3.5 overall. Yep.
So now you've got me wondering if I should go ahead and check it
I
out.
don't know. I mean, I would be interested to see your take on it because I know you were a big Stranger Things player, and it has a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the puzzle aspect to it, but it has some other, a lot of the other
sounds
stuff.
sounds familiar in terms of, I feel like my top 5 are the ones that I want to take into every level.
Right.
But if I keep getting beat repeatedly, then I'm like, All right, so maybe I need to go with, take the purple off and go with a green and a blue here.
Right.
Or maybe I should go for this guy because he's got this mechanic that happens at the start of a fight and doesn't have to actually react to a thing.
Right.
Okay. I
Yeah.
might check it out.
Cool.
The game again was
Undead World Hero Survival.
And the developer?
That is Double Down Interactive.
Double Down Interactive. All right. Thank you, Luke.
No problem.